Hello and welcome to my free training on Are Your Hormones Hijacking Your Health and the 3 steps that I believe you can take to regain control of your health and your hormones so that you can feel your best self again. So it's a free training for females over 35, and I get asked the question so many times, how can I feel like my old self again? So this is how I work with my clients, how I get results from many of my clients, and how they get results from themselves. So I hope you find it really useful, and you feel free to reach out and ask questions. You can find my contact details at the end of this training. So these are some of the most common symptoms that I hear about from the women that I work with. They have brain fog, hot flashes and night sweats, weight gain, loss of libido, poor sleep, fatigue, poor memory and focus, low mood, joint pain. And these are just some of the symptoms of perimenopause. There are many, many other symptoms. And hopefully you aren't experiencing all of these, but I'm guessing as you are here that you have at least some. And every woman will experience menopause differently. There are similarities between symptoms. However, we are all individual and all unique. And so how you experience menopause could be different to someone else. And there is a lot of information out there. There is the internet and Dr. Google, God forbid, but we've all been there. We've Googled our symptoms and want to know what the best way we can manage our symptoms is through just Googling and finding out getting a quick result, basically. There's information overload. There's tons of books, magazines, newspaper articles now, and we may have tried lots of supplements that are mentioned in these articles. We may have a cupboard full of supplements that we tried, but it still hasn't got us feeling how we want to feel. We may have taken advice from friends who have tried something and it's worked for them, but it hasn't necessarily worked for us. So there's lots of places to get information. However, this is all very generalized information that may not be relevant for you. And life is busy. We may have teenagers who are going through their own hormonal issues at this time. We may have younger children who are still at school, or young adults at college or university, and the responsibilities and the pressures that comes with that. Also, maybe holding down careers and jobs where we do have other responsibilities. And we're also trying to manage a household, cooking, cleaning for our families. And we may have elderly parents who are more reliant on our time than they used to be. They're less independent and they need help too. So there's a lot of stress that can come at this time of life too. And the conventional model of medicine is that we're looking to make a diagnosis and then prescribe something that's going to help manage those symptoms. You may have been to your own GP and been prescribed antidepressants for low mood, or you may be taking HRT, hormone replacement therapy, which many women are taking now and can be very beneficial for certain symptoms. However, it doesn't address all of those symptoms, and it certainly doesn't address nutrient deficiencies or areas where our diet isn't quite right, or our lifestyle, or our stress management. So we're going to look at 2 different females. These are typically people that I talk to. So we have Rachel, who's perimenopausal. She's got low energy, her sleep is really poor, she's waking in the night, that typical 3 a.m. waking. She's gained weight, especially around her middle, and she feels like she isn't herself anymore. And I hear this so often. Now, Rachel has done all the Googling and taken advice from friends. She has a cupboard full of supplements. She's taken lots of things. She's made some changes to her diet. She's eating less and she's exercising more, yet nothing seems to be working. She feels like she's doing all the right things, but nothing seems to be working for her. And she just decides to continue as she is, and she will just see it through until she gets to past menopause and hope for the best. It's all making her feel really anxious. Her mood is low, her concentration's poor, and she's really lost her confidence. So life isn't that great for her, and it's affecting her relationships and also her work life too. Then we have Kate, who's also perimenopausal. She's 47. She has 2 teenage children. She has elderly parents who do need a bit more of her help. She's been experiencing brain fog, low mood, poor memory, and low energy. Now, she's decided that she wants to understand why she is struggling so much with perimenopause. So she's consulted someone like me, a nutritionist, who has done some testing and has looked at her own unique needs, her own biochemistry, and what she actually needs to help her feel better. So they've looked at things like nutrient deficiencies, and she's found out that she's low in vitamin D and also low in iron, both of which are really, really common in perimenopause. And these could be influencing her symptoms of low energy, poor memory, low mood, and brain fog. We've also found that her gut health is compromised and her digestion isn't as good as it once was. So she does need some extra support in those areas too. We've looked at how she's processing her hormones and her levels of stress, and we're helping her to manage all of this. And ultimately, at the end of 3 to 4 months, she's feeling so much better and much more like her old self again. This is how we work. This is how I work in my clinic. We're looking at optimizing that nutrition, looking at potential nutrient deficiencies, and then targeted dietary support and targeted supplements, often only in the short term, so that we can get those nutrients back to where they need to be. We're looking at making recommendations to address your own specific needs. So that's number one, optimizing nutrition, number one in the 3 key things. We're also, to do that, we're also looking at functional testing. What tests would be relevant to you to help personalize your plan to suit your own specific needs? So often these are hormone testing. We're looking at how you process your hormones, what your levels of hormones are at this particular moment in time. We're looking at your gut health. Do you need support with digestion? Do you need to, is there an imbalance in the microbiome? That's the beneficial bacteria in your gut. Do we need to support that area so we can help you to feel better? We do know through science that there is a direct link from the gut to the brain. So this can have a big impact on some of our mind and mood symptoms. We also look at DNA health testing. So looking at whether you have genetic variations, which may mean that you need a extra support in certain areas, or you may need more of a certain nutrient to help you to manage your symptoms better. And this doesn't change. So the hormone testing, the gut health testing is what's happening in the here and now. But your DNA testing is what brings it all together. And we're looking at what variations you have that may mean that you need extra nutrients. We're also looking at optimizing lifestyle, looking at your sleep and the sleep quality and quantity you have. How can we optimize that? How can we manage your stress better? How can we build stress resilience so that you aren't affected by the small things or overwhelmed by the big things and the challenges that come up? What type of movement and exercise is good for you? And do you have the support network to help you in day-to-day life? How are your relationships being affected by your symptoms, and how can we support that? So number one is optimizing nutrition. Number two, we're using functional testing to help you get to where you want to be. And number three is we're optimizing lifestyle. So here's what some of my previous clients had to say. It was the best thing I have done. Much better, calmer, happier, empowered, and feel I can now tackle the challenges, whereas before I didn't have the energy or the desire to do so. I felt I had given up before, whereas now life is exciting. Gail is extremely knowledgeable and always goes above and beyond expectations to get to the bottom of specific issues. Now, I love all the clients I work with, and I work really hard to help them get their results, but ultimately they have to do the work. So the people that worked with me have to be ready to take the necessary actions and to use the advice, the information that I'm giving them to make actual changes to their life, their diet and their lifestyle. And these are all pieces of the puzzle. So we're looking at optimizing, energizing, nourishing, balancing, supporting. And I love these words. They're all really positive, and they're all pieces of the puzzle in helping you to manage your symptoms. Here's what another lady had to say. I've just got my blood test back from this week, and guess what? Everything's back in the normal range. I'm beyond pleased and also beyond grateful to you. Needless to say, I'm over the moon. It's given me the best kickstart and motivation to continue, and I can't thank you enough. But she did the work. She did the work. I gave the information. She did the work, and I'm thrilled for her. So how can I support you? Well, I offer a free 20-minute health and symptom review call. So please use this link to take advantage of this call and speak to me. And we basically talk through what may be relevant for you, how we can help you to overcome the symptoms that you're struggling with right now. You can also find this information on my website, which is gailbradynutrition.com. And if you have signed up to this video using your email, we'll also be sending you an email link so that you've got that. You may have to copy and paste from here. But I really hope that you found that useful, and it's given you a better understanding of why nutrition and lifestyle can be so important and how testing can help us. So those are those are the three things that I promised at the start of this video, the three key things that I feel you need to address to manage your symptoms and feel your best self again. So I really hope that I'll be speaking to you very soon. Take care, and thank you for watching.